Hey, I'm Shauna. Welcome to Good News Only. This is the show we celebrate the stories that uplift, inspire, and bring us all together. So every weekday at 10:30 a.m., we are recapping the good news only, the feel-good headlines, the community and local wins that bring a little more light to your day. And I want to hear from you too. So if something good is happening in your world, a personal victory, a community success, a birthday, or just something that made you smile, email me at news25@week.com and let me know what that good news is so I can share it right here with everybody on the show. I would love to do that. Um, Today's show is full of good news, as always. I told you if you were with us this morning at 10:30, I said that I was going to bring pictures and video from my sister's party, but I thought it'd be better to just post those on Facebook. So if you're not following us, you should follow us on Facebook at 25 News, Good News Only, so that you can see the photos from the party. I did a pretty good job decorating, which I usually do okay. But I was very proud of myself with this one. My niece is a dancer, and I always tell her to leave it all on the floor. And I told my sister I left it all on the floor. Um, but I was so tired when I finished decorating for that party. But it was so cool. It was fun. Again, I just want to say thank you to everybody who pitched in. I will actually tag everyone who helped with that and who made all of my vendors, people who made cookies and the cake and the venue, so that if you see something you like, you can get in contact with them. We definitely enjoyed everyone we worked with and what they offered on this party. So I think that you will too if you need custom cakes and cookies and things of that nature. Definitely give these ladies a call because they were great in helping. I also have some information I wanted to share with you that I talked about this morning, and it was about the health department and what they're offering for people. For those of you who are out here doing these spicy bowls, they're having an event. I believe it's May 1st from 2 to 4. And it's a spicy bowl pop up. So I talked about it this morning at 10:30. But I am going to post all of the details on Facebook as well so that you can go there for that information so that you can attend that. Again, I'm 99% sure that it's May 1st. If it is not, you'll see that on Facebook, and that Facebook again is 25 News, Good News Only. Follow me there so you can get that information and the information and the photos of the fun party we had this weekend. We'll have more Good News Only after the break. Welcome back to more Good News Only. So, listen, if you are not new here, then you might remember a long time ago, way back in the beginning of Good News Only, like early dungeon days. And you may not remember because I'm not even sure who was watching then, but you may remember we talked about a guy in Pulaski, Tennessee, known as Sign Guy John. And he was posting those, or he was holding up signs telling everybody to have a good day. Well, that guy is being celebrated and recognized. And so I thought you might like to hear the follow up on that. I thought this was really sweet of the community that Sign Guy John tries to support. He's become a local celebrity for spreading this positivity. Nearly every day, he stands near local businesses holding signs, just encouraging people to have a great day. Often greeted by honks and waves as people drive by. You just never know how small acts of just kindness, of positivity, how they affect people. Look, he is so enthusiastic about that, and how this stuff goes a long way. You never know what people are going through. John started the mission about 6 years ago during COVID when he noticed people struggling emotionally. I'm telling you, that was a time for people. I mean, even if they were not experiencing loss or dealing with the illness themselves, that was a time for people. He says inspiration came from a simple, kind message at a drive-through that just stuck with him. John also shares his past struggles with bullying and violence, which motivate him to uplift others. I mean, look at this. I mean, he means every bit of it, especially to be doing this for 6 years now. That's a person who means it. And again, it's one of those things you never, ever, ever, ever know. Like, a small thing could spark big change. Like, a simple message at a drive-through sparked a 6 year campaign of positivity in front of local businesses and on the side of the road for one person, and how many lives that has touched in order for people to now want to honor him. In fact, it was the Pulaski City Council who decided to honor him for his impact on the entire community. All that sparked from a simple message in a drive-through. Kudos to him. This is awesome. And I just love to see it. I mean, you just I do at least, love to hear stories where people are just caught being good, just being good people genuinely from the heart. And this is 6 years into it. He clearly is getting something out of it, and so is the community. It's beautiful. So, from uplifting spirits on the ground to soaring through the skies, one pastor is redefining what is possible. This was a cool story. So, in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Pastor Brian Dube is defying odds after surviving a rare illness that left him 95% paralyzed. 95% paralyzed. I feel like this is not the right video, and it drives me nuts when this happens. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. So I'll just tell you about it because this is the complete wrong video. I don't know how we've done that, but I'll just tell you about it, and we'll pull up video about it next time. He's 95% paralyzed. He was diagnosed with a severe form of Guillain-Barré syndrome, and he spent 6 months hospitalized and on life support. During recovery, he vowed to face one of his biggest fears, which was flying. Like, can you imagine that you're paralyzed and now is the time that you think you're going to face a flying fear? Like that's awesome. I don't know, sometimes when stuff happens to people, you know how they say your life flashes before your eyes and you realize, man, life is about living. He could have thought about a lot of things after becoming 95% paralyzed, and flying ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is awesome. So he wanted to face this fear. And with the support from his family, he began training at a flight school, and he's now completed 27 flights. Now, Is this something we would think is possible? After being 95% paralyzed, and what does that look like? I mean, it's just a story that proves you can do anything you want to do. Despite lingering paralysis, Brian continues working toward becoming a pilot while leading his congregation. So he is still in that pulpit. He says this experience has taught him gratitude, and it's also taught him to embrace every moment in life. And again, this is one of those things where we were talking last week about how even when bad things that we can't control happen to us in our lives, and it feels bleak, it feels like there's nothing to celebrate, or whatever is happening to us is so heavy, we can't lift our hands to celebrate. Any little tiny thing we can take for just a moment, like the sun is shining, just to be happy about helps. Any tiny little piece of positivity, gratitude, that we can grab onto for just a second to bring happiness really does matter. And it's made a world of difference in this man's life. 95% paralyzed and 27 flights later, he has faced one of his biggest fears. More good news only after the break. Welcome back to More Good News Only. So, there's a sea turtle named Nutella who's been re released into the wild after being rescued. And he seems pretty cute and pretty happy and healthy to be back there. Look at that. look at that. So he's a sea turtle named Nutella, and he's been released successfully after doctors removed tumors and treated her injuries. Her release was on Earth Day. Wow, my break notification keeps going off. But so she was released into the wild after having tumors removed, and it happened on Earth Day, and it just made the moment even more meaningful to her caretakers to see her released on that special day and time. I wonder what made them, maybe it's her color, that made them name her Nutella, but that is a pretty big sea turtle. I feel like we must have missed a break or something. But that's a pretty big sea turtle named Nutella, released on Earth Day. So, from healing animals to healing hearts, and a man whose dog and himself are on a nationwide mission of comfort. I'm really confused about that break time. I think we went to break early or something. I don't know how we did that. I thought we were supposed to go to break a long time ago, but we didn't. Anyway, we're back now, and I'm going to tell you about this man, a man and his dog. So Daniel Seivert and his service dog Copper are traveling across the U.S., bringing comfort to people who are facing tragedy. The latest stop is Grand Junction, Colorado, continuing a journey that began after the Boston Marathon bombing. So Daniel says Cooper has a unique ability to sense emotional pain and connect with those who are grieving. I love that. Grief and mourning, lament are very, very, they're very strong emotions, but they're very strong emotions. That's a very strong, special time in a person's life. And I don't mean special in a light-hearted way, but I also don't mean it in the worst way. Like, it's one of those things most of us, if not all of us, have to endure because, you can experience the loss of a person, a loss of a job, a loss of a relationship, a loss of friendships, loss of items. I lost something very, very sentimental to myself and my family, and I mean, I still grieve the loss of that item because of what it symbolized. And I don't think we talk about grief enough, and I don't think we give it the time and the space that it really warrants. I personally feel like it is a lifelong process. It's never over. And so we do everything we can, I think, to avoid it. So it's just a really special thing. Humans, we're always like, how long are you going to grieve that? When are you going to get over it? The world just kind of expects you to get over things and move on. Because I don't think they know really what to do with those emotions themselves. And so I just love the fact that this dog has a special knack for that he can sense that kind of pain and he doesn't run from it. In fact, he runs toward it. That is absolutely amazing. In one powerful moment in Littlefield, Arizona, Cooper approached a woman mourning her daughter, offering her comfort without words. I mean, sometimes people just need you to sit with them, because sometimes there just are no words. And instead of shying away from the silence, this dog does what I think we all should do. We could all learn from this dog by not running from the silence and just comfortably sitting in it. Just sitting in it. Sometimes that's all we need from each other is just to sit with me in the silence. The pair has visited communities impacted by shootings, disasters, and loss since 2013. What a special dog. Their mission is to remind people that there is hope even in the darkest moments. I absolutely love this story. I have to say, this is one of my favorites. So, from connecting on the road to connection at home, a simple backyard idea is building a powerful community. So, this is a backyard sauna, and boy, do I need one of those. In Wisconsin, Paige Hammond turned her personal sauna into a thriving community space. After feeling isolated, she invited neighbors via social media, and more than 60 women responded. So she and her husband decided to buy this sauna. She enjoyed it for a while and she was just like, I'm lonely. I want friends over. And so she posted on social media to make new friends, to have people come over, just to share what she had. She created a sign up system because so many people responded to ensure that everybody could participate and connect. And the gatherings have fostered friendships, support, and a sense of belonging among the local women in a way that Paige never expected. It even inspired, she was even inspired by the response to launch a website to help others create similar community connections. That is so awesome. Congratulations, Paige. I think this is something that we could all do, right? We could all benefit from this kind of thing. You get something and it's just you, and you're like, I think I want to invite friends over. Oops, don't have any friends. You can reach out and always make new ones. It's never too late. More good news only after the break. Welcome back to Morgan News Only. Listen, now this final story is about inclusivity. If you're not new here, you know that I happen to really favor stories that are about including individuals with disabilities into everyday life and everyday activities. Because why not? They're so special to us. They are the ones I feel to learn from. They have a lot to teach us. So I wanted to tell you about this story before we got out of here. So in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, Joe Hand Jr. is counting a family legacy through the Joe Hand Boxing Gym. The nonprofit offers programs for individuals with Parkinson's disease and developmental disabilities. Partnering with organizations like the Autism Cares Foundation, the gym provides a safe, supportive environment. Coaches focus on confidence building and personal growth, not just athletic performance. So it's everything. The gym recently opened a 6,000 square foot facility, expanding its reach in the community. So that means that people have really, really responded in a positive way to this. I absolutely love it. I think it's a wonderful way for them to feel included, a part of the community, and to be able to get out and get some exercise, and to be understood and accepted and treated fairly. I absolutely love this. And finally, love, teamwork, and tennis are the perfect match for one coaching couple. So the couple met at George Washington University and have been married for 4 decades. And this is in Pulaui, Pennsylvania. I hope I said that right. Jeff and Ronnie Stacks have spent more than 25 years coaching tennis together. They now lead the tennis program at Delaware Valley Friends School, working with students of all skill levels. Their shared passion for sports and each other creates a positive and supporting learning environment. They say working with young athletes keeps them energized and connected to the next generation. Congratulations and thank you to them. Absolutely beautiful. Now that's a wrap from me. Now I want to hear from you. Please go to news25 at week.com and let me know what you thought about today's show. In the meantime, be sure to check out all of the evening newscasts and meet me back here tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. for more Good News Only. I'm LaShawna Guy for 25 News. Have a wonderful day. Happy Monday. We're back. Back at it again. Have a good day.